So I'm going to be the voice of reason this morning. This is what nobody's telling you about the Barcelona draw against Rayo Vallecano, okay? We got a point. And that's a game that easily should have been a loss, if not for Joan García. So I'll be honest with you. When the final whistle blew, I was a bit emotional in the stream. I was ready to light up my 5 key takeaways and just kind of go at Barcelona. But then I read the chat during the stream, and sometimes you just need to pause. You just need to breathe and just be the voice of reason. So I'm going to try to do that today. I was going to do this video yesterday, right? But I was like, no, I'm going to sleep on it. And after a good night's sleep, here are my 5 key takeaways of this game. Number 1. Barcelona has a world-class goalkeeper in Joan García. Unbelievable game. He saved us points tonight. He gave us points last night, honestly. If it's not for him, this game we would have lost it 4-1, maybe even 5-1. It would have been a rout. It would have been something crazy. And yet somehow, instead of celebrating that, I already see fans twisting it into a negative. Oh, if your goalkeeper is the man of the match, it should mean that your defense is terrible. Really? So when Courtois kept saving Real Madrid and Oblak kept saving points for Atletico de Madrid, they're heroes. But when a Barcelona keeper does it, suddenly it's a problem. It's not a problem. No. This is very good news. Barcelona finally has a keeper that can be huge asset for games, specifically games like this where we struggle in Vallecas. That's how big teams win ugly matches, with great goalkeepers and great defenses. That's how you survive a tough away games. Joan García gave us a chance to win last night. It might just be the only thing you need. We play horrible, and sometimes, that's what you need to win titles. A good goalkeeper that can keep you in games. That's how Real Madrid has won so many Champions League, just by having great goalkeepers. And Barcelona never got this right, and we finally got this right in Joan García. My number 2 takeaway is Flick is still building the squad. Yes, the defense looked shaky. It looked horrible, especially in the build-up play. We lost so many possessions, more than I can count on. And let's be real, Kunde, Eric Garcia, Christensen, Balde, they have never played together in that back line, not like this. Last season, we had Íñigo Martínez, the perfect chemistry. Now we don't have chemistry. They have Cubarsí and Íñigo Martínez played together, and they fit together like a glove, and Íñigo was the leader. Right now we don't have a leader. And people say, why is Hansi Flick experimenting? Really? Why is Hansi Flick experimenting? Why not? It's match day 3 of La Liga, the 3rd straight road game, and I know it's at Vallecas, and I know it's one of the toughest places to play and to get a result in Spain, in La Liga in general. But Flick needs to figure out what players that he can count on for the long term. And I like that he's playing everyone at the backfield, because for better or for worse, if it means losing 2 points at our 3rd road game at the toughest stadium, then that's life, For perspective, last year, the squad had Íñigo Martínez, a clear number 1 leader in the backfield. Now, he's testing combinations right now, and yes, that's the cost. 2 points dropped at Vallecas. That's life in football. You test, you adapt, you grow. But Hansi Flick right now, he's testing everything that he can, and then he'll put together a good back line that we can play for the rest of the season, okay? But until we do that, we kind of has to go through growth and pain, right? So we have to be a little bit patient as well. So my number 3 is we have to find a heart and soul of the team. No Íñigo Martínez. All right, no Gavi. I believe Gavi changed the game against Levante, and unfortunately he was injured. I believe he would have changed the game against Rayo Vallecano in that second half if he would have came in. But we didn't have it, and you could feel it. The team lacked bite. And the one player that I'm looking at when it comes to being the heart and soul of the team is Rafinha. And let's be honest, he was poor last night. Not just because he missed a couple of chances, but because he lacked the intensity, the connection that he usually brings to the team. Normally, he's the guy that rallies the troops. And last night, not only he disappeared, but when he did have those chances, he didn't pass to Ferran Torres that could have easily been a goal in the first half, in the first 10 minutes of that game. And then he missed him on a diagonal cross. And quite frankly, Ferran Torres wasn't expecting it because he didn't pass it to him on the first one. So he didn't know he was going to pass it on the second, but that pass was bad either way, so Ferran Torres couldn't get to it by the smallest of margins, and that also could have been a goal, okay? So, and then when you don't have that spark, you don't have a connection. You don't have any warriors on the field, and so what happens when you don't have that kind of firepower? You don't win the 50-50s. You don't play on your terms. You play on the other team's terms, and you don't fight through those stretches. And that's exactly what happened. What happened tonight, and not to even mention all those chances that Dani Olmo missed in this game, and this Barcelona team, Dani Olmo has to get it together, because when Dani Olmo is on, Barcelona has another gear. But it's a big if, right? So when he's becoming increasingly a very frustrating player at Barcelona, because when he's available, he's putting out stinkers like this. We need to rely on his consistency in his ball placement and ability to create. But when he's not doing that, and then he's injured. When he's not injured, now he's been inconsistent. So we can't have that with Dani Olmo. So that's another area where we can look at and see how we can get better, will be through Dani Olmo. So again, my number 4 is going to be consistency. And let me remind you of something the same Barcelona team, the same Barca team, we went to the Bernabeu in October and humiliated Real Madrid 4-0. But what happened next? In the next 6 league games, okay? After that crazy win, Barcelona only managed 1 victory in the last 5 matches. 1 out of the next 5 matches. We lost to Real Sociedad. Who remembers the Lewandowski goal where we were making fun of the shoe? Then we lost to Las Palmas. We drew against Celta de Vigo. We drew against Betis. And also we drew against Getafe. That's the story of this team. It's not about talent, man. It's about the consistency and the mentality. We do have the talent. 1 week we look like world beaters, and then the next week we look flat. That's Hansi Flick ball. Like, that's what it is, to be honest. But don't sell me that this team can't win at all because of a draw on our 3rd away game from home in a row. To me that would be crazy to say. So my number 5 key takeaway is Lamine Yamal. If you look at the eye test, he's been pretty mediocre this season, to be honest, through 3 games. And yet his numbers already on a better trajectory than last year. That tells you something. When he finally turns it up, when he finally locks in, this team's level will rise with him. He's that important. He's one of the best. And also, let's talk about one thing that nobody wants to say. One of his best allies last season was Jules Koundé. And quite frankly, something is going on with him, because he looks like a shell of himself. When he gets better, Lamine will get better as well. So Hansi Flick has a clear message after the game. He said, no selfish play. And let's be honest, Lamine Yamal has been too selfish, too egocentric. He wants to be the man. He is overthinking having the number 10, thinks that he has the responsibility to show out and show up for the game. And let's be honest, he did show up in this game against Rayo Vallecano. I'm not bashing on him. He got that penalty and he scored that penalty. And at the end of the day, like, he got things started. And now it's time for Rafinha to show up, Dani Olmo to show up, and they didn't. But I'm not making any excuses. Lamine Yamal, even after the game, he said he will do better. He can get better. And I believe that Lamine Yamal will. But that's the point. If he has another gear, if he has been playing bad, imagine when he starts to play well and he starts to yell, like how good can Barcelona be when Lamine Yamal can be and be his own self and play much better than he's doing right now. So my bonus takeaway, actually, before I go to my bonus takeaway, guys, if you enjoy this type of content, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts. Let me know what are your 5 key takeaways, or at least 1 or 2 key takeaways. Let me know, and I would like to read you in the comments. So for my bonus takeaway, okay, Camp Nou will be ready on September 14th for that game against Valencia. We were finally going to be home, and people underestimate the advantage of having fans in your own home ground, in your stadium, at the Camp Nou. That's something that Barcelona hasn't had for a very long time. And that would add morale to the team, and Barcelona having the fans there. I mean, we can only go up from here. I believe Barcelona is about to go on a run because, like I said, Real Madrid hasn't looked good, but they won all their games. But they play at the Bernabeu against Mallorca. Just to give you an example, just playing at home is a major difference. So now, let's just zoom out here for a second, okay? Because when you add all of this, going back home to me is going to be huge, and mark my words, we're about to go on a run once we open up the Camp Nou. And honestly, it's just match day 3, man. And I'm already hearing people say La Liga is over. We're gonna be an embarrassment in the Champions League. We're gonna be beaten down by Chelsea. We're gonna get beat up by PSG. And also Newcastle is going to beat us. Everyone will beat us in the Champions League according to Barcelona fans. That's crazy to me. We did this exact same thing last season. Remember October against Las Palmas? In October, we were calling the season finished. Hansi Flick didn't work. The highline is not working. We can't do this. And then Barcelona went on a run. The overreaction to me, it's crazy. I already see fans bashing on Rashford, sell Olmo, bench Eric Garcia, calling them the worst signings ever after just a couple of games. There's a fine line between constructive criticism and just screaming sell everyone after August match day 3. This team will wake up because Hansi Flick is in charge. The international break is coming at the right time, and it's crazy that we're saying this after just 3 games, but we need this break to kind of figure out some things that are not working in La Liga so far. So if you want to give up, remember, everyone was giving up last season, and they were saying that this project is not good, and look at what this project ends up doing. They gave us so many titles. They gave us so much joy, so much happiness, so much more to look forward to on a daily basis with this team. So let me be the voice of reason. Let's be patient. Let's trust this process with Hansi Flick. If you're on board with this ship, stay on board. But if you're already abandoned and after match day 3, you probably never were a believer in the first place. Because the rest of us, we're sticking with this team. We're going down with this ship, baby. You better believe so. Because the heart, the identity, and the consistency, it will come. And then when it does, Barcelona will look like Barcelona of all once again. Hi everybody, thank you for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. If you like this type of content, make sure you drop a like, make sure you comment, let me know your key takeaways, and subscribe to the channel. Become part of this community. We're a fast growing community. We're almost at 3,200 subscribers, and that means the world to me. So if you would like to subscribe, we would welcome you in this community, and I'll catch you guys on the next